Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to instalment number 3 of my allotment diaries. If you didn't see number 1 and 2, then I will link them in the description box below, so definitely go and check them out. So today is the 21st of May, which brings us about 3.5 to 4 weeks on from when I last filmed. If you saw my last video, you will have seen that things were starting off quite slowly, but I am very pleased to report that things are looking much better now. So in my last video, the main job I didn't do an awful lot in my last video, but I put my broccoli plants into bigger pots because they had started up in the propagator in my windowsill. I don't know if you can see these behind me. That's them. They're doing very well, but I'll show you closer in a minute. So since then, I have put the broccoli plants in the ground. I also sowed some sweetcorn seeds. They've started off in the propagator on my windowsill, and some butternut squash and courgette. And I've also put a few more rows of carrots in, and I wasn't having much luck with my pumpkin seeds, was I? So I've tried them again as well. Anyway, let me show you how everything is getting on. Right, first off, these are my broccoli plants all down here. And they are doing so well. They're really thriving. We went away for a week and I left them with a neighbour to look after when they were still in their pots, and I came back and couldn't believe how much they'd grown. So I put them in the ground and they're doing very well. And behind them are my onions. So they were pretty small in my last video. I don't know how quickly these are supposed to grow because they don't seem to be growing that quickly, but they're looking healthy anyway, and they go all the way down. So I'm excited to see what happens with these. I didn't have enough room in my other plot to put all the broccoli plants, so there's 2 more in here as well. And these down here are radish, and they are looking very good. And there's actually a couple here that look like they could even be picked. You can see under there. I need to Google it to see when I can pick them, but they look to me like they're ready. And then I've got carrots along here, so nothing had happened with the first row of carrots in my last video. But I think it is starting to now. Now you can't see very well, but I'm pretty sure that these are carrots. You might just have to take my word for it, but there's a few springing up. And then since my last video, I've also put another 3 rows so you can see between these canes. There's carrot seeds in there as well. My beetroot is doing pretty well as well. These ones, they're coming on pretty good. I've got a couple of bare patches along the row. So something might crop up at some point, we'll see. And also behind my garlic, they always do absolutely fantastically in this plot. So yeah, they're looking really good too. If you remember in my last video, I repositioned my strawberries because they were in plants, and I put them in this box. I've since covered them with some netting to try and stop the insects and birds getting at them. And they're doing okay. You can see a few growing. I'm not predicting that they're going to do that well this year because I've only just put them into this position. So they'll take a while just to set themselves. But they've handled the change, the move pretty well. I didn't have enough room to put them all in there, so I've still got a couple in pots. And there's a lot more fruit on these ones. And over here, the only thing about pots is they don't have an awful lot of room to spread. But they're doing very well anyway. So this plot that's covered over here is going to be my pumpkin patch. I've seen this a few times in other places that I've visited, and I'm going to do the same with my courgette and butternut squash plants, so that you just plant them within a hole within the weave roll, and then the plants should grow up over the top. If you remember in my last video, my pumpkin seeds just hadn't germinated at all, so I decided I would just stick them in the ground to see what's happening. And as you can see, absolutely nothing is happening again. And these are fresh seeds as well, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I've put some up in the greenhouse too. I did that in the last couple of days, so we'll see if they do anything. So I don't have a proper greenhouse. We've just got this makeshift one that we bought from Lidl's or something like that, I think. But it does the job. So we've got a few things in here. You can see I restarted my runner beans because they weren't doing very well. So I've got 1, 2, 3 definitely grown, and this one here is just starting to germinate too, so we're having a bit more luck. These 2 here, the coloured pots, that's pumpkin seeds again, so I'm trying them yet again. I'm determined to get them growing. So yeah, that's them, and I only put them in the last couple of days, so we'll see what happens with them. And these two are courgettes, because again, I had some in the propagator, but they haven't germinated. They still might, but it's been a few weeks. So anyway, I'm trying them again in here. And these here are my sweet corn. They are doing so well. So they started off with a plastic cover over them, and they very quickly got high. There's one here that hasn't germinated. There's one little one starting there, and there's actually a couple more over here, but nothing's happened with these two. And as you can see, we've got some other plants here. These are butternut squash, and they're doing really well. These three, courgettes, and nothing is happening, hence why I'm trying them again in the little greenhouse. So as you can see, they're getting quite big, all of the ones that have started growing, so I want to repot them today. I'm not going to put them in the ground just yet. I want to get them a little bit more established before I do that. So I've got all these pots here, and we're going to do that today. So my job for today is really just to get those sweet corn plants and butternut squash plants into pots. I do need to do loads of weeding. There's 3 plots behind me that desperately need weeding, but I'm not planning on putting anything in them just yet. That's going to be the sweet corn, the courgette and the butternut squash. So I will do that when they're ready to go in the ground. It's a gorgeous sunny day. We've been out this morning, so I'm actually starting this quite late on the day, so I don't really want to waste my time weeding when I'm only going to have to do it again when they're ready to go in the ground. So that's it. Oh, actually, I might show you as well how our fruit trees are doing. Let me just show the camera around so you can see. Turn the camera around even. So this is our plum tree that we planted when Libby was born. So it's 4 years old now. And I was worried it wasn't going to fruit, but there are loads of plums starting off on here. They're all the way up all the branches. So I'm really excited, because when this fruits, we get loads and loads and loads of plums, and they're really delicious. So that's really great. I also, at the time when I showed you this tree before, I said that we hadn't yet planted one for April, but we have now, finally. It's not looking too impressive at the moment, but it needs a little while to establish itself. This is a pear tree, so we will see how that goes. Yeah, there's no greenery on it yet, but like I said, we've only just put it in the ground, so we'll give it some time. And our apple tree is looking really good as well. We've got lots of little apples growing all over. Like I said in a previous video, they are a bit sharp, so they're not wonderful eating apples, but they look really nice. And all the insects seem to love them, so that's good for them. Okay, that's all my sweet corn and butternut squash repotted. As you can see, there are an awful lot of pots behind me, so I need to find homes for them now. Hopefully they will go in the greenhouse if there's enough space. to get used to being outdoors a little bit more before I put them in the ground. Like I said, I have got quite a bit of weeding I need to do, but I'm going to wait until I need to put everything in the ground so I'm not double doing anything. And the sun's really gorgeous and I just want to enjoy it for a little bit before I have to go and cook tea and do bedtime and whatnot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon for another instalment of the Allotment Diaries, where hopefully I'll be doing a little bit more and we'll be making some progress. See you soon. Bye.